Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I paid off my car, and for this video, I want to talk about what I actually paid for that car. I've been on this car journey since June of 2015, and I have paid a lot more money for this car than I should have, considering what it actually costs. So I do think this will be helpful for anybody who is working on running the numbers for leasing a car versus financing a car versus buying a car in cash. The numbers are pretty shocking that I'm about to run through. So I broke this down by basically just my story, my whole car journey. So I will explain it as we go. I'm not really gonna offer any tips for paying off your car fast in this video. I did pay my car loan 27 months early. So it was supposed to be completed in June of 2023. So 27 months early is pretty good. So that did save me some money. But honestly, there's no big secret. It is no different from any other debt. You just pay more to the car, and obviously you're gonna be paying it off sooner. And it's just with anything else, you start budgeting, you reduce your expenses, you increase your savings, you increase your income. So then you're able to pay off more debt. So there's no secret to paying off your car early. It's the same as with any debt. Of course, you could refinance your car, which is something that I did, and I'll talk about that, and that saved me money as well. But at the end of the day, it's just about making extra payments. Like I said, my journey goes back to 2015. So at the time I was 21, 22, and this was June of 2015. I was driving a 1998 Toyota Camry, and I was ready for an upgrade. The reason for this was because I was commuting to school, and I lived in the suburbs and had to drive to the city of Atlanta, and it was traffic all the time. And honestly, I was very scared to be driving my car because it was very high mileage. I know at that point I had over 200,000 miles on my car, possibly over 250,000, but I know that car could have run for longer, but I truly just wanted to feel safer in a car. Did I need to get this new car? No. That's probably something I should have obviously thought about at that time, but being it was my first car, I did get a new one. Now, the initial plan in June of 2015 was that I would purchase my car, not lease my car. However, the only thing that they could offer was just too expensive. So I went with my father, and we were trying to negotiate and haggle the price down. They did lower it, but it was still something that I could not afford. At the time, when I was 21, 22, I was still in grad school. So I was not making that much money. I was just going to school and working part-time, and I would not have been able to afford a payment much higher than like $350, probably not even that. So the other option was leasing. I did not drive any used cars. I didn't look at any used cars. It was just this 2015 Toyota Camry in, I think it was called Ruby Flare Red, and it was the Sport Edition, the SE model. And I specifically wanted this one because I drove the model lower than that, and it just didn't feel the same. So did I make poor decisions picking this car? Yes and no, because the Toyota Camry is a very reliable car, and obviously I could have purchased a used Toyota Camry, but at the end of the day, this is what happened. So eventually, after all the haggling to finance the car, we ended up haggling to lease the car and got them down to $200 a month with a $2,000 down payment. So I put down $1,000, my dad put down $1,000. This agreement was for 3 years with 15,000 miles per year, which is higher than what they typically allow for a lease, because I wanted more mileage because I was actually commuting a lot every single day. And then that was with a $200 monthly payment, which honestly I don't think is that bad. That's not horrible. The other thing is when you lease a car, or at least when I leased my car, you don't pay any maintenance fees. So I did not pay for a single oil change. I didn't pay for anything for that car in regards to maintenance. So again, we put $2,000 down, and then I paid $200 a month for 3 years. For 36 months. I think that was maybe like 35, but we're just gonna say 36. So then when we got to that 3-year mark of June 2018, I wanted to purchase the car. I wanted to just buy my car outright, not continue to lease with a different car. I just wanted to buy it, but I found out that you cannot negotiate the price down. So The way that you can negotiate the price is select the exact car and model that you were driving, like assuming, you know, you want the same car, which for me, I did. I still wanted my 2015 Toyota Camry Sport Edition. So I just selected a white one in the lot. We checked out the Carfax, it was good to go. So I was able to negotiate that one down and get a better deal compared to what I would have had to pay for the other one. So with that, I had to turn in that lease, and that has a fee. So that was $350, and then they're gonna inspect it, and the wear and tear cost me an additional $320. So the lease itself, those 3 years, I paid a total, including the fees and all that, of $8,870. And then in June 2018, when I purchased the car that I currently have now, the white Toyota Camry that I have, I went into this with my dad because at the time my credit score was quite low. If you don't know my story, I actually was co-signed on another car with somebody else, and that completely destroyed my credit. I have a video for it. I will link it down below. I also have a video about leasing a car, which goes into a little bit more depth, and I'll put that down below as well. But anyways, June 2018, I purchased this car and went on that loan with my dad, but the rate still wasn't that good. It was about 6.8% if I remember correctly, maybe a little bit under that. And that is pretty high. And the monthly payment was $315.73. And so from June of 2018 through April of 2019, that is what I paid. So I believe I put $1,000 down that day, an additional $1,000 down, and then paid the $315.73 for the next 11 months, 10 months, whatever it was. When I purchased this car, it was about $18,600. So that is the amount that we negotiated it down to. Honestly, I don't know the exact numbers. Looking at the paperwork for this, I tried to look at the breakdown. It's honestly so confusing, but it was about $18,600, and I put the $1,000 down. So during that time, that was a total of $4,177. This does not include any maintenance fees. Obviously, I'm not including car insurance or gas either. This is strictly to pay for the car. Now, throughout that year, I was able to increase my credit score pretty significantly. So in May of 2019, I wanted to refinance, and I wanted to do this obviously for a lower rate, but also so I could have the car loan in my name myself. So I removed my dad from the car loan, and I was able to refinance at a rate of 3.85%, but this did increase my minimum monthly payment to $382.55. So that is what I've been paying at least since May of 2019. I didn't put anything extra down. That's not necessary when you do a refinance. So from May 2019 to February 2021, up until yesterday when I literally paid off my car, I paid $17,413.76. And if you add all those numbers up, I paid $30,460, which is crazy for a 2015 Toyota Camry. These cars should be like $20,000 to $22,000, especially at the time. I know lately Toyota has actually been increasing their prices because they have, I don't know, the tech that they've been putting in these cars, and just the detail is a lot more than before. But I'm pretty sure the MSRP of a 2015 Toyota Camry in 2015 was $22,000 or less. I paid $30,460, and yeah. So I was paying over $5,000 a year for this car, and so you can see the opportunity cost there of how much I could have been paying toward other debt or how much I could have been investing instead. Now, at the time when I was 21, 22, I did not have cash saved up to purchase a car in full whatsoever. Obviously, I could have purchased a cheaper car and financed that, but I don't think a Toyota Camry is awful. It's just, you know, with the addition of everything else, it's pretty absurd. And you can see that if I had purchased a car for $15,000 and paid it in cash, let's say, so that would have reduced what I've paid by $15,000. And so that means over the last 6 years, I probably could have been investing over $2,500 a year. So who knows how far that could have gone right now if that was in investments instead. The other thing worth mentioning is my minimum car payment, which is actually lower than like the country's average. So my minimum car payment most recently was $382.55, and I plugged that into a calculator with a modest return of 7%. So if I invested $382.55 every month for 20 years at a 7% return, then I would have only put in like 90,000, and it would have grown to, or it will grow to over 200,000. So more than double of what I actually put in it. So it's crazy to think about, you know, the actual cost of financing a car and or leasing a car, because that monthly payment, you probably can afford it, but at the end of the day, you are losing out on a lot of money had you invested it instead. Some people have been curious about what I will do in the future in regards to getting a new car. First of all, I do think I'll have this car for quite some time, assuming all goes well. I am only at like 55,000 miles, which I think is pretty good for 2015. That's like less than 10,000 miles per year. And it is covered in a parking garage, so it's fairly protected, and I plan on taking good care of it. So I do expect to have this car for several years longer. And I know that it can go for a long time too, because it is a Toyota Camry, and luckily the maintenance on these are fairly affordable as well. However, I am expecting to probably purchase a new car in like 6 to 7 years, so I am actually increasing my savings now. Beginning on March 1st, I will be saving $100 a month to my car maintenance fund, which I'm making like a car/car maintenance fund. And that is just temporary because I'm still paying off my debt. So I figured that from that $382.55 minimum, I can spare an extra $50 to put toward my car maintenance and car sinking fund, increasing it to $100 per month until I pay off my debt. And then after that, I probably would start saving $500 or more each month to that fund. Ideally, when it comes to the time for me to get another car, I would like to have about $20,000 saved to buy a car in full. It'd probably be about 3 to 4 years old, and I'm cool with that. Obviously, I spent a lot more money on this car than I needed to, but at the end of the day, I don't regret leasing. I don't regret everything that I went through. I don't regret getting a 2015 Toyota Camry. I absolutely love my car. I've learned a lot from this journey between leasing and financing and paying it off early and all these things. So I am grateful for my experience, and I am very grateful that it's paid off early. So I was able to do that, and that is a good thing in and of itself. So no, I don't regret it. Would I do that again? Probably not, but now I know. Now I know better going forward, and that's the important thing. We learn from our mistakes and learn just from our experiences. I will keep you all updated on whatever amount I choose to put toward my car maintenance and car fund at this point. So right now it's at 100. I will let you know when I change it. I will also keep you updated on my credit score, because I know when you pay off your car, it typically drops your credit score. But I know that, for example, this past month, my credit score went up 22 points because I had paid off so much of my car, but that was before I actually paid it off. So I'm interested to see what will happen. It's not a huge deal to me because I'm going to be building it up anyway. So yeah, if anything changes, I will of course keep you updated, and hopefully this was helpful for anybody who's on the fence about what to do with a car. I highly suggest purchasing a used one. If you do absolutely have to finance a car, again, make sure I suggest it should be used, maybe 3 to 4 years old. Negotiate the price and make sure your credit score is as good as possible so you can get a fair rate. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you all so much for your support and congratulating me in paying off my car. I feel so special and proud. All of you are proud of me, so it's pretty cool to see. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.